Tonight at 5, continuing coverage of the icy nightmare on I-78. Governor Rendell gets tough, calling PennDOT's reaction a national embarrassment. Action News gets to the bottom of the mess. Then, pictures just in, drivers deal with another danger on the road, and this one now comes with serious consequences. Plus, hospital hardships. One is laying off hundreds, and another is closing its maternity ward. We're live with the details. And the local florist so good, the Oscars are shipping him out. See why he's so sought after tonight on Action News at 5.
I'm Monica Melpass. Up next on Action News, the governor blasts PennDOT for the mess on I-78. Hear his stinging words, plus get the latest on the cleanup. Then hot coffee bandits. Police say robbers are using the scalding beverage to steal cash. And the startling omission in Anna Nicole Smith's will, next on Action News.
This is a very serious problem.
40 orders of Viagra, a trip to the doctor, more than $100,000 in hospital fees. What do we all have in common? Total strangers tapping into your medical records and leaving you with the bill. Tonight at 11. Saturday at 7, see why 6ABC loves the arts in Philadelphia. Amazing concerts, elegant ballet, world-class stage performances. Check out the premier cultural events happening around town. Saturday at 7 on 6ABC.
Thriftway and Shop and Bag salute President's Day with 4 big days of savings. 4 days only. Premium Dole bananas, 3 pounds for 99 cents. 4 days only. Kraft macaroni and cheese dinners, 2 for $1. 4 days only. Ace of Diamonds Chunklite tuna, 3 for $1. 4 days only. 24 packs of Poland spring water, just $3.99. Thriftway and Shop and Bag, serving our neighbors one at a time.
Hello, I'm Rick Williams along with Monica Malpass. Up next on Action News at 5, Governor Ed Rendell has some harsh words about the I-78 highway nightmare and the state's slow response. This damage wasn't caused by a crash, it was ice, and hear from the woman who was behind the wheel at the time.
An Action News exclusive. Police are searching for the bandits who are using hot coffee as a weapon, and they have struck more than a dozen times. Plus, Diamond Jim is back home in Delaware after a Westminster win. Meet the prize pooch who won Best in Show. We'll have those stories and much more coming your way next on Action News at 5.
If the cable company had their way, your monthly bill would look like this. Do you want to give them all that money? You don't have to. Cavalier is an affordable alternative to that expensive telephone or internet service from the cable company. Unlimited local calls are just $24.95 a month, and high-speed DSL starts at just $10. Your bills will look like this, not that.
Switch today, 866-4CAVTEL or online at cavtel.com.
Now, got some sexy lips.
Check, please.
There's something to be said.
Who the hell is this, Chris?
Get away from my daddy, Tramp!
For staying single.
I like your hair. Looks like a weave to me.
Tyler Perry's Daddy's Little Girls, rated PG-13. Now play.
Early scribbles, swirls of creativity, and strokes of genius. Learning is all around the Goddard School. Good choice.
Action News HD, the first to go high def.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Dave Roberts, Rick Williams, and Monica Malpass.
Day 3, and plows were still trying to clear parts of I-78. Meantime, Governor Ed Rendell called the situation unacceptable.
Everyone involved in the state response was a state employee, and therefore, I am to blame.
Well, tonight, parts of I-78 remain closed.
It is Friday night, and the big story on Action News is a claim of responsibility for the I-78 nightmare. Today, Governor Ed Rendell talked very candidly about the state's response, saying there is no excuse. He said there was almost a total breakdown in communication between state agencies. The governor has launched a full-scale investigation into what went wrong, and that includes why all ramps along I-78 were not shut down and why it took so long for snowplows to get out on the roads.
Why we didn't get out there and do plowing and salting Wednesday morning when there was a fairly light traffic and there was a good opportunity to get this done.
Action News reporter John Rollins is live in Crumpsville, Berks County tonight with the latest on the road status. John.
Hi, Rick. Well, the governor's tough rhetoric today is already having an impact on getting information out of PennDOT. A routine question as to when did PennDOT first contact emergency agencies Wednesday brought in effect a no comment out of PennDOT's headquarters in Harrisburg. We were told that would be part of the governor's special investigation. PennDOT says it now has between 26 to 40 people using heavy equipment and ice melting chemicals try to reclaim the closed portions of I-78. But it still can't say when the road will be reopened.
We're not giving any time frames. We're going to work as hard as we can, and when it is ready to be open and we open it, believe me, the world will know.
Portions of I-78, 80 and 81 remain closed, leaving long-distance truckers frustrated.
Honestly, I've been out here 13 years, and this is probably about one of the worst that I've actually been in, to where I'm kind of stuck.
Well, the long lines of stranded trucks and cars have finally been cleared. Many, from the governor on down, want to know why all this happened. Truckers say there was great confusion. 15 hours into the gridlock, ramps to I-78 remained open to oncoming traffic.
There was never any sign saying that 78 was shut down, or I wouldn't have, even attempted to come up there.
Others said it seemed as if PennDOT may have waited too long to begin plowing. PennDOT maintains radar data shows the impacted area was blitzed by a unique blast of ice, which caused semis to bog down.
That center part of Berks County had 3 inches or more of freezing rain and ice. That's a big difference.
So you think that it really was just in that one spot there was a unique weather pattern?
Yeah, and it's like we've been saying all along, it was unique, it was unusual, and it doesn't happen very often, but it happened.
Well, as we said there, part of the confusion, certainly on Wednesday and Thursday, was that officials did not physically close off some of the on-ramps. If you look behind me now, that has changed where I'm here. If you look there, there is a sheriff's car back there to dissuade anyone from trying to get on to I-78 at this point in time. So finally, you cannot get on, even if you wanted to try to get on. Live in Berks County, John Rollins, Channel 6 Action News.
All right, thank you, John. Well, PennDOT has set up a special hotline for folks with questions about highway road closures. But when Action News called it late this morning, we sat on that line for a half hour.
All of our agents are still busy. Please hold, and your call will be answered by the next available representative.
Well, we waited and waited, finally gave up and contacted PennDOT. The spokesperson said there was an overwhelming response to the line, so more lines and operators were added. PennDOT has also added road information to the on-hold recording. If you want to call the hotline yourself, the number's on your screen. It's 1-800-VISIT-PA. And our coverage of the highway nightmare continues tonight on Action News at 5:30 and 6. You can get updates around the clock by logging on to 6abc.com.
Well, on top of highway closures, a major tanker accident had part of the Pennsylvania Turnpike shut down for much of the day today. Chopper 6 was over the scene in Cornwall-Lebanon County this afternoon. Police say a semi overturned shortly after 10 this morning when ice slammed into the windshield. The tanker was carrying about 1,800 gallons of a toxic chemical. You can see the truck has been uprighted, and just a short time ago, the turnpike was reopened. Well, flying ice nearly took out the driver of this car. A Montgomery County woman took this picture after ice slammed through her windshield while she was driving. Action News reporter Sarah Bloomquist is live in Plymouth Meeting with her story tonight. Sarah.
Well, Rick, we've been standing here along the Pennsylvania Turnpike in Plymouth Meeting and watching as huge chunks of ice come flying off of some of these tractor trailers and the cars. In fact, it happened a second ago. You may still be able to see some of the ice chunks there in the roadway. This Montgomery County woman we spoke with today was driving along the Turnpike yesterday afternoon when a big block of ice came toward her. She said today she was amazed that she was able to stand before us and tell her story.
I'm gonna die. That's what went through 31-year-old Janine Jewell's mind yesterday afternoon. She was behind the wheel of her SUV when a huge chunk of ice came flying toward her.
And a large sheet of ice, about the length of a car, flew off the top of the tractor trailer and headed right into my windshield.
The windshield flew into the back seat, taking the rearview mirror and Janine's sunglasses with it. She just ducked and held onto the wheels, somehow surviving with barely a scratch.
There's no doubt in my mind, if somebody was in my car with me, that the person next to me would not be alive today.
We had no problem finding tractor trailers and some cars along local highways with chunks of ice and snow still on the roof. If it blows off and causes injury or death, a new Pennsylvania law carries penalties anywhere from $200 to $1,000. Our Action News photographer was behind the wheel of his own SUV this afternoon when a chunk of ice came flying his way.
The ice struck the front of my vehicle, and then half of the ice chunk came up and smashed into the windshield and cracked the windshield. And it was really pretty scary.
Very scary, and yet so preventable.
When I look at the car, I just get very emotional. It just, I can't believe that that happened to me.
And in fact, local transportation agencies have been contacting Action News, telling us they're getting dozens upon dozens of reports of damage, especially since Wednesday's storm. Now, here's the deal. It is up to you, no matter what the size of your vehicle, even if it's a tractor trailer, we were told by PennDOT, you have to get up there and clear away the ice and snow so something terrible doesn't happen. Live in Plymouth Meeting, I'm Sarah Bloomquist, Channel 6 Action News.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Well, 23-year-old Garrett Reed, the eldest son of Eagles head coach Andy Reid, is free on bail tonight. The action cam was there when he walked out of the Plymouth Meeting Police Department today. Garrett is charged with assault, drug possession, and driving under the influence for this crash last month. Garrett admitted using heroin the day of the crash. Reed's attorney says he has entered rehab and that his father visited him there last week. After turning himself in, he was booked, arraigned, and then posted $25,000 bail. He was released with his driver's license. David Henry was there for all of today's developments. He will have a live report for you on Action News tonight at 6. Philadelphia police have ratcheted up the hunt for a teenager who has targeted women on the Temple campus with robbery and groping attacks. He targeted 3 women in a few blocks, starting off by asking to use their cell phone, winding up groping and mugging them. Detectives have this description.
We have a single offender who is described as a black male, possibly in his late teens, about 5'8" tall. He's described as having an average build, medium to dark complected, with some variances in his clothing.
One student was pushed to the ground after the assailant tried to kiss her. The attacker made off with her cell phone, as he did with another woman's cell phone and purse after groping her. And in one attack, a knife was put to the woman's neck.
Delaware County authorities have arrested a local businessman on attempted luring charges. 38-year-old John Marchetti of Clifton Heights is accused of trying to lure an 11-year-old girl into his vehicle by offering her money. According to police, the girl became hysterical and Marchetti attempted to flee, only to be spotted by a nearby Darby Borough police officer. Marchetti owns Happy Jack's Tavern in Prospect Park and several other properties in the area. Tonight, he's charged with attempted kidnapping, as well as luring, drunk driving, and a host of other offenses.
Well, time now for a check of the Action News traffic report Friday night.
Let's go live to Matt Pellman in the Action News Traffic Center. Happy Friday to you, Matt.
Well, thank you. Same to you, Rick and Monica. A lot of drivers are very happy to see this week come to an end. It has been an awful one on the roads, and just when we thought things couldn't get worse, we have this problem on the Turnpike eastbound. We told you about it a few minutes ago. We still have restrictions between Lebanon, Lancaster, and Reading because of this overturned tanker accident. And on the maps, we're still jammed up westbound, still crawling from approaching Downingtown out to Reading. All lanes are open westbound, but we still have a very slow go as we try to recover from a gaper delay from that accident. Also have several other accidents along the Turnpike this afternoon. One is eastbound past Downingtown. That one's on the shoulder. Another westbound here at Valley Forge, and then another just past Valley Forge. So tons of accidents on the Turnpike. You might not have to pay the tolls, but you're going to have to sit through a lot of delays here today on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And the problems continue up north, as we've been saying, along 78. Both directions still shut down between exit 49 for Route 100 and exit 8 for Route 22. Also still have the restrictions on routes 81 and 80. Let's go outside now. We'll take a live look at 202. Extra slow here, lots of sun glare, and an accident in the southbound lanes. We're jammed up from this point at Chesterbrook down to approaching 29, where that crash takes out the left lane. Then it slows again approaching 401, and off to the Schuylkill Expressway we go, crawling in both directions here near Route 202. Eastbound, it's a 33-minute ride, a 22-minute delay from 202 through this point into approaching Belmont. Then we're stacked again from the Boulevard to South Street. Westbound's heavy from south out to Belmont. then again from the Conshohocken Curve through this point out to the Turnpike tolls. Definitely a mess out there, Monica. We'll check it again in about a half hour.
All right, Matt, and even as you were speaking, we got an update we'll share with you folks. The Pennsylvania Turnpike, just to reiterate, is reopened in both directions after that earlier tanker accident. So good luck on that one tonight. Well, a world-class dog handler who trained this week's winner at the Westminster Dog Show is having to say goodbye now. As Lauren Wilson reports, this Bear Delaware kingmaker is understandably attached to the delightful little student.
He's the center of photo shoots now. You'll see his picture next week in Sports Illustrated magazine. He is champion Felicity Diamond Jim, the English Springer Spaniel named Best in Show at the Westminster Kennel Club competition on Tuesday.
I really didn't expect it at all. I was so shocked and surprised.
Kelly Fitzgerald of Bear Delaware is Diamond Jim's handler. That's her in the ring with the dog who beat out more than 2,600 others, including this one, co-owned by entertainer Bill Cosby. It was a rock star moment, all right, for Fitzgerald and Diamond Jim.
I look down and he's running ahead of me, and his head is going, he's just not missing a beat, and his head is going back and forth, and he's looking around and he's looking around, and you can just feel it. He's just really into it. And it's like his feet aren't even touching the ground.
Commonly called James around Fitzgerald's house, this 6-year-old top dog will spend the rest of his days with his owners in Virginia, where he will continue being a therapy dog and, well, a highly sought-after stud muffin. Now, Diamond Jim has lived here in the Diamond State for the last 2 years with his handler. Next week, he'll be headed back home to live with his owners. And saying goodbye, doggone it, is gonna be tough.
Kind of hard to think about that, huh? Yeah, you're such a good boy.
The much-cherished purple and gold ribbon will go too, and so will the silver bowl and all of the other trophies this champion has earned. But the love this Delaware dog handler has for Diamond Jim will remain in her heart forever. In Bear, I'm Lauren Wilson, Channel 6 Action News.
That's a rough life. All right, much more still to come on Action, Action News Friday night. Searching for the source of the salmonella outbreak in peanut butter, Anita Brickman has the symptoms you should be watching out for. Dave, good evening.
Well, good evening. Another very cold, windy day. We're looking for relief from the wind and from the cold. Will we find it over the weekend? We've got the AccuWeather answer. Monica?
All right, Dave. Also ahead tonight, police try to catch a robber who uses hot beverages as a weapon. He's hit 16 times in just 10 days. It's a story you'll only see on Action News, and we are live with details.
Also, Anna Nicole Smith's will is released, and there are some very interesting details about who she left her fortune to, and there are new developments tonight in the court fight over her body. Those stories and much more when Action News comes right back.
The information you need to save time on the roads. Before you head out, check in with the Action News Traffic Report, brought to you by Luke Oil. We love cars.
The weather can change in an instant, and that's why you turn to AccuWeather. It's the technology, it's the experience. And that's what's going to keep you safe. That's AccuWeather's #1 goal. With Storm Tracker 6 Live HD, you can zoom down to street level, tilt the storms, and tell people that's going to be gone in 15 minutes. AccuWeather isn't just on the air. Now we're online. Flip open that cell phone. Around the clock. You can take us anywhere. We're with you. Bottom line, AccuWeather. Keeping things crystal clear. Even when the weather's not.
In honor of President's Day, your Honda dealer is making some very impressive offers on your favorite Honda car or truck. From the innovative Ridgeline and 8-passenger Pilot to the stylish Accord and ever-popular Civic. In fact, you could even say that no price is carved in stone. But we wouldn't because it doesn't sound, you know, very presidential. The President's Day celebration. Lease a Honda Accord for $199 a month for well-qualified customers.
Attention furniture shoppers! Celebrate President's Week at Mealy's Furniture and Mattress and enjoy incredibly low prices and 0 interest for 2 years. Now through President's Day, visit any of Mealy's showrooms and buy with 0 interest for 2 years. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and more, all on sale with 0 interest. Plus, take advantage of store-wide savings like this hand-tailored sofa with Merlot wood base, only $5.97. As always, buy today, we'll deliver tonight. Hurry! This special Mealy sale ends President's Day.
Trust Sleep is for the rest of your life. We're the mattress professionals doing it right. Oh, Trust Sleep is for the rest of your life.
North America's car of the year, the Saturn Aura, starting at $29.95. No haggling, no hassle. Or save on View, Ion, Outlook, and Sky at these 4 Philadelphia Saturn locations: Trevose, Jenkintown, Oxford Valley, and the Philadelphia Airport Auto Mall. Pay less every day at Faulkner Pontiac Buick GMC. Pontiac G6s, $163 a month. Buick LaCrosses, $231 a month. GMC Envoy 4x4s, $299 a month. Better selection, lower prices. Faulkner Pontiac Buick GMC, to be sure.
Tonight, a new dad with a new dream. After 2 tours of duty in Iraq and a Purple Heart, he takes the mound against all odds to live a dream. And that's why he's our Person of the Week. Tonight, see why more and more Americans are watching World News with Charles Gibson.
Police in Minnesota are trying to crack down on accidents like this one, which was recently captured on video. It all began with state troopers investigating a 2-car crash on the interstate when suddenly another car speeding down the road collides with the trooper and the drivers of the other cars. Already this year, 6 troopers in Minnesota have been struck. Drivers are supposed to move at least 1 lane over when approaching an accident or risk a fine in Minnesota. Fortunately, everyone involved in this crash was okay.
Well, Anita Brickman joins us with Health Check now and the latest on that peanut butter salmonella scare.
Yeah, a lot of people are worried, guys. Government scientists are working to pinpoint the exact source of a salmonella outbreak linked to 2 brands of peanut butter, Peter Pan and Great Value. Nearly 300 people have now been sickened in this first salmonella outbreak ever tied to this childhood favorite.
As my daughter loves peanut butter and jelly and eats it every day, eats it on the weekends.
At first, Fern McCluskey of Fox Chase didn't make any connection between her daughter Gabrielle's lunchtime favorite and the stomach ailment that kept her out of school all week.
She woke up very early Monday morning with just horrible cramps.
7-year-old Gabrielle also had vomiting and diarrhea. The family doctor thought it was one of the many stomach viruses going around. It wasn't until this morning, as Gabrielle got ready to go back to class, that Fern wondered whether it could be salmonella.
I kind of pushed the peanut butter back and I thought, oh my gosh, I need to check this. This was the brand that they mentioned on TV.
Fern discovered the brand she had did indeed carry the recalled code. Unless tests are done, she won't know for sure whether the peanut butter caused her daughter's problem. Dr. David Targan, an internist at Lankenau Hospital, says it's very hard to tell the difference between stomach bugs and salmonella. It's a matter of when the person was exposed to a suspect food and how strong the symptoms are.
When we're talking about salmonella, the exposure time and intubation time is about 1 to 3 days. And you'll have intense abdominal pain. You'll have high fevers as well.
Nearly 3 dozen cases have been confirmed in Pennsylvania in 19 counties, including Philadelphia and Bucks. Dr. Targan says anyone who suspects salmonella should contact their doctor to have samples taken for testing by the CDC. Most of the time, rest and lots of fluids are enough to overcome salmonella poisoning, but not always.
Especially if you have high, intense fevers as well as increasing abdominal pain, you need to go to the closest emergency room or be seen by a physician.
Good advice. The CDC does not think the salmonella bacteria was in the peanut butter itself, since it's heated to high germ-killing temperatures when made. So now the investigators are looking at dirty jars or equipment as the possible sources of contamination. Again, this is the first time with peanut butter, so they're trying to figure it out.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. Take a quick break. Be right back with more news and a check of the forecast. Stay with us.
Health Check is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now, you can get school closing alerts sent directly to your cell phone, PDA, or email. Just go to 6abc.com and sign up for Action News School Closing Alerts. It's easy, it's free, and it's only the information you want. School Closing Alerts available now from 6abc.com. Saturday at 7, see why 6ABC loves the arts in Philadelphia. Amazing concerts, elegant ballet, world-class stage performances. Check out the premier cultural events happening around town. Saturday at 7 on 6ABC.
Do you want a bargain? I mean a real bargain. It's President's Day weekend and we're selling these all-new Suzuki XL7 crossovers for just $17,941 on a Wise Buy. That's over $7,000 off MSRP. You could own a $25,000 SUV for under $18,000. But it's only happening this President's Day weekend at Matt Blatt Suzuki in Glassboro, Vineland, or Atlantic City, because when they're gone, they're gone. Put Suzuki on your shopping list and you'll see why Matt Blatt is South Jersey's best kept new car secret.
A giveaway is great, but it's what you take away that really matters. It's the $50,000 giveaway this President's Day at Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. We're giving $50,000 in accessories and gift cards. And you can save up to $150 on quality Lazy Boy products. We'll give you a no-interest option for 24 months. Plus, now through Monday, take an extra 10% off. So if there's one thing you really need to take away, it's to get to Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries today.
I wear 2 pairs of long underwear and a jacket, and that's inside my house.
I'm 84 and alone. I had to drag an iron cart from the basement to the kitchen so I could sleep by the oven.
I'm Joe Kennedy. Help is on the way. Heating oil at 40% off from our friends in Venezuela and Citgo. Call me at Citizens Energy at 1-877-JOE for oil. No one should be left out in the cold.
President's Day only comes once a year. And to celebrate, Chevy has some commanding offers with great deals on almost every 07. The Chevy President's Day sale. Hurry, 5 days only, then this term ends.
Qualified non-GM owners and lessees can use bonus cash to get a low-mileage lease on this Impala for around $223 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. See for yourself. Shop and compare at ChevyShowcase.com.
There's word tonight that General Motors is in talks to buy Daimler Chrysler's American unit. Both companies are declining to talk about those reports tonight. Meantime, earnings at Camden-based Campbell's Soup Company seem to be cooking up pretty good. The company recorded a 12% increase compared to the same time last year. Campbell's recently announced major plans to expand its Camden headquarters.
Well, it's a bitter pill to swallow for hundreds of workers at Temple University Hospital. They are being laid off. Temple University Health Systems is cutting 500 positions, hoping to reduce spending by 35 to 40 million. 350 full-time and part-time employees are being let go immediately, and 150 open jobs are being eliminated. Vernon Odom will have a live report on the belt tightening for these workers and for the hospital on Action News at 6 tonight.
Tonight, they promise you'll lose weight, stay young, save big money. But what do they deliver?
I had no idea how to help people lose weight. They didn't teach us that.
Now, 2020 turns the tables on them. Promises, promises. A special can't miss 2020 tonight at 10.
Why does that bother you?
Why does it bother me? So easy a caveman can do it?
Well, it's just a commercial.
Okay. Well, what if it said Geico.com?